So Cyber Twin Dragon wasn't played before, but recently it became a lot better because of Cyberload Fusion. So you can actually Cyberload Fusion in the battle phase, and you can summon Cyber Twin Dragon. And Cyber Twin Dragon will help you push for an extra 56 on board. Helps you basically complete OTKs. Some people like it, some people don't.
I'm here with
Timothy Lee.
And what are you going to show us today?
So today I'm going to give you guys a Cyber Dragon deck profile. It's a deck that's been talked about a lot recently online. People think that it's really good, or maybe it's really rogue, or maybe there's a lot of different concepts to it that people want to understand and want to learn. So there's been a lot of talk about what type of deck Cyber Dragon deck is. A lot of people recommend cards like Power Bond to OTK your opponent because they think Cyber Dragon is an OTK deck. Other people to consider it a floodgate deck. So today I'm going to give you guys a small deck profile. I'm not going to give you all the cards, but I'm going to give you guys how a gist works, how you want to build a deck, and I'm also going to give you guys a bit of a tutorial when you want to play the deck.
Oh, okay, so it's like a how to play Cyber Dragon.
Yeah, it's like a how to play.
I like this. Awesome, so let's get started.
Alright, so first I'm going to show you guys the core. So these are the ratios that are pretty much widely agreed upon. For example, in the Altergeist deck, people always know that it's 3 Marionetter, 3 Multi-Faker, 3 Malseek, 2 Silquius, and 1 Kunkari. So these are basically the set ratios of how you want to start your deck off. So when you build a deck, generally this will be what you're following for core. So you're going to have 3 Cyber Dragons. You're playing a Cyber Dragon deck, so you need Cyber Dragon. 3 cores. Core is the main search card of your deck. Searches for basically almost everything and has a nice handy second effect, so pretty much standard. 3 Hertz. Good combo piece, good recovery, good standalone card, good for floating. So pretty much you can almost always play 3. You can play 2 if you want, but you're almost always playing 3. 1 Vire. You could push this up to 2. It's more of a preference thing. I personally don't like playing 2 because I don't like drawing 2. It doesn't happen too often, but it happens enough to deter me from wanting to play it. So these are the Cyber Dragon cards that you play. Okay. For other cards that you play, also play 3 Galaxy Soldier. Galaxy Soldier is good because it helps you combo, and you basically need it if you want to make your strong Nova Infinity plays. Also helps you float some cards because it helps you get cards to the graveyard so you can activate Cyber Repair Plant. So this is pretty much the standard core of your Cyber Dragon deck. The other machine cards that you're going to be playing are going to be like Jason Karu, the Star Destroying Kaiju, or Cyber Altania if you want to clear the board. They both serve the same purpose, so I wouldn't recommend playing both of them. You could play one because they basically do the same thing. You remove problematic monsters from the board, which is why you want to play one or the other, but you don't want to play 2 because it doesn't really help you extend your combos, and it's kind of a brick if you open up with both of them. And for other monsters that you could play, General Hand Traps, Ash Blossom, Ghost Ogre, Ghost Spell if you want, Droll, so standard stuff. So going into spells, this is going to be the standard spell lineup. You're going to play 3 Emergency. Emergency is a search card, so you have to play it. It helps make your deck more consistent, and it has a nice second effect that comes in handy sometimes. 2 Cyber Repair Plant. Some people play 1, it's more of a preference thing, but I like playing 2 because it does add consistency to the deck. 1 Cyber Route System. Previously the set ratio was 2, but 1 is good enough because you only need 1, and it doesn't help you extend too often. 1 to 2 Cyber Load Fusion. So you can play 1 or 2 depending on preference. I play 2 because I like going into it more, but you're going to be playing almost at least 1 because it's a nice recovery card. It helps you fusion on the Banner Stone, which is very nice, and it synergizes with your deck, helps you recycle resources. And you're playing at least 1 because you can search for it. Other standard spell cards that you would play that are not Cyber cards, the 3 Machine Dupe. This is pretty much standard. Everyone knows that you play 3 Machine Dupe. This is just really good. 1 to 2 Overload Fusion, again, a preference thing. I like playing 2 because I like seeing it. It's one of your few power cards because the deck has a lot of non-searchable power cards. Machine Dupe is a non-searchable power card. Overload Fusion is also a non-searchable power card. If you draw it, it basically gives you a big tempo swing, and it also helps you kind of lock in the game because Overload Fusion is a card that doesn't look too powerful on the end, but it's like, if I tell you that there's a monster that I can summon from my deck, that's a fusion monster, and it's kind of a Harpy's Feather Duster, it attacks 3 times, and it's a double Foolish Burial. That's basically what Overload Fusion is in this deck. You don't really think of it as broken, but once you see all the components of what it brings, it actually is pretty good, so that's why it's one of your power cards. If you are not playing Sky Strikers, you either play 1 to 2 Instant Fusion. Instant Fusion is also a good extender. It helps you get level 5s to your graveyard like machine cards. Panther Dragon's a great out like I said previously, so you would play 1 to 2 Instant Fusion depending on preference. Foolish Burial is good for Hertz, helps you get a Cyber Dragon to your hand, or if you don't have a core, you can go send a core to the graveyard, and then you get a Hertz to the graveyard, and a Hertz will add you the core back. Very flexible card, helps you almost always get a Cyber Dragon, and helps you get other cards in your graveyard when you need them. 1 to 2 Cybernetic Overflow, great defensive card, it's searchable. The set ratios are either you play 0 to 2, you could play 1, which is what most people play because it's a nice card to fall back on, but most people will opt for either 0 or 1. But I play 2 because I play a more conservative version of the deck, and that's pretty much the set ratios for the deck. So after that, we have a lot of cards that you could play. There are basically the slots. If you're gonna watch the learning video that's gonna come up soon, I explained something called deck slots and how you determine what card is in a slot. In the game of Yu-Gi-Oh, you're always trying to make sure that you're getting the most out of the least. So you're trying to make like one card turn into more cards, kind of like Sky Striker does. Like Sky Striker's engage turns into like 7 cards. So you always want things in your deck that either trades for more and gives you more advantage, or stops your opponent from playing. If you realize recently, a lot of decks don't stop your opponent from playing anymore. They don't play Solemn, they just play Floodgates, because Floodgates basically don't allow your opponents to play. And Cyber Dragon is a deck that can utilize Floodgates really well. So for Floodgates, you can play 3 goals in match. Goals in match is good because it's probably the best floodgate of the format. Locks down people down to 1 attribute. Most decks in this format, even Thunder Dragon, need to put at least 2 attributes on board. Older guys need to put more attributes on board. Sky Striker as well. Sky Striker needs to have multiple attributes to some of their big monsters. Goki needs to play multiple attributes in order to make the link monsters. So goals in match is a very good floodgate in general. You can also play Robbery of Warlords. Robbery of Warlords is also a good floodgate card. It's not too good against everything, but it is good against some of the more meta decks. For example, it's not really good against Sky Striker. I mean, it's not really good against Altergeist, but it is pretty good against Sky Striker, Gokis. Not too good against Thunder Dragons, but it does come up because if they actually ever make a board that doesn't have a Thunder monster on it, and you flip a Rivalry, it stops most of their playmaking ability, and that's why it's pretty good. Another floodgate card, Inspector Border. Inspector Border is searchable in this deck. It's a light machine. It has a pretty good body, and it basically prevents your opponent from playing. If you notice, the deck does play a lot of back row, or a decent amount of back row, like Overflow and the Floodgates. So because of that, playing Inspector Border is really good because it's protected by your back row, and generally, a lot of decks have a hard time outing Border. These are some of the defensive cards that you can play. Push cards. Red Reboot is one of the cards that was not played previously, but it become a lot better now. And the reason that it became a lot better now is because before, if you were to activate Red Reboot and you wouldn't be able to kill your opponent, they would get an extra trap and they'd be able to overwhelm you with advantage. Red Reboot is a lot better now because you have a searchable fusion card, and Cyberload Fusion lets you go into Rampage Dragon, which basically lets you blow up all the Red Reboot back row that you're gonna make them like dead. So Rampage Dragon, Red Reboot, and Cyberload combo is a really good combo to just clear your opponent's back row, and that's why Red Reboot is better now than it was before. Other honorable mentions that you can play for staples, we always have Shared Ride that you can play, Evenly Matched that you can play, Dimensional Barrier, side deck choices, Impermeant that you probably play in the main deck, just good side deck choices that you want to play because they're just good cards. And then for your rest of push cards, you can play cards like Soul Charge. Soul Charge is just good because it's Soul Charge. A lot of people don't understand why it's good in Cyber Dragons, because a lot of people think Cyber Dragons is like an OTK deck. But the way that I like to play Cyber Dragons, or I think that it should be played, is I play it as a mid-range deck. What mid-range means is that you basically take control of the board, and you control it as well as possible until you lose the board. And once you lose the board, you basically go for the kill. What Cyber Dragons is really good at, that a lot of people don't realize, is that it's really good at exposing weaknesses. If you pass on a weak board, or if you have like a small moment of vulnerability, there's probably no deck in the format that takes better advantage than Cyber Dragons, because Cyber Dragons could just put on so much things at the same time. The reason why the deck is kind of hard to play is because a lot of the time you're going to have to think a few turns ahead. For example, if Sky Striker has like a Hagari or a Shizuku on their board, and you have a play to Mega Fleet, you have to think that after this Mega Fleet, what do you do? Like sure, you stop their Ray from coming back, and that basically stops part of their engine, but how do you extend after that? And that's basically the trouble that a lot of people have when playing Cyber Dragon. They think very short term, and they don't think very long term. And if you don't think long term, the deck isn't just an OTK machine. If you don't have an OTK, you have to play the long term, you have to play the grind game, which is why it's important to learn why you need these grindy cards that help you in the deck, and why you can't just play all fast. So, for extra deck cards, Cyber Dragon Seeger is pretty much standard. Their greed ratio is 1. I like playing 2, because I think that we do have grind games, but generally you have to play at least 1 Sager because it's a good link monster, and it helps you OTK. Honorable mention to Summon Sork. Summon Sork is just good. We all know what Summon Sork does, helps you extend combos, has good link markers. Yeah, that's Summon Sork. Cleave for Genius is a card that I don't have with me, but it's a card that a lot of people play. It has good markers, and it's also unaffected by a lot of cards, so Cleave for Genius is what people also play. Nightmare Griffin, because it helps combo with Sork. A lot of people don't know the combo for this deck, so I'll show it shortly. But generally, Nightmare Griffin is a good card versus most of the meta decks right now, because it's kind of hard for people to out at the moment. Rank 5s, you have to consider Pallades. Pallades is a pretty good, a good general rank 5. That's pretty much it. It's a nice bounce card, nice rank 5 to go into when you don't have an option, and it's nice to have. Artifact Durendal. A lot of people don't play it, but it is worth mentioning. Sometimes it's good. It's not always good, but some people might want to play it. Very good, especially if you play Awaken the Dragon and Cybernetic Overflow, because you activate Durendal, and then you could have Awaken the Dragon and an Overflow set. If they pop the Overflow, then you get a search. If they pop the Awaken the Dragon, you get a monster. Pretty good. Also help you unbreak sometimes, but I don't recommend you always do it. Cyber Dragon Nova. Agreed ratio is 2. Pretty good card, helps you extend, help you OTK. Good card in general, and you need it in Cyber Dragons. Cyber Dragon Infinity. You can play 1 to 2 if you want. Good control card, helps you get on the board, removes problematic monsters, and takes your opponent's cards. And taking your opponent's cards is good. Rampage Dragon, you can play 1, or you can play 2. I play 2 because Overload Fusion and Cyberload Fusion are both good fusion cards. So Rampage Dragon is Rampage Dragon. Mega Fleet. The agreed ratio is 2 because 1 just isn't enough anymore. It's good because it helps you get problematic monsters on the board. And sometimes when it does become a 36 hitter, it's actually pretty hard to get over, so Mega Fleet. 1 Fortress because you play Fortress. There's a lot of good machine archetypes recently that's popping out. Orchestrated, Cosmo, all machines. So if you ever reverse a machine archetype, it's good to know that you have a Fortress to rely on. Panther Dragon. Instant fusion target, go down to a floodgate. The Panther Dragon. And these are cards that you can play. You have Cyber Twin Dragon. So Cyber Twin Dragon wasn't played before, but recently it became a lot better because of Cyberload Fusion. So you can actually Cyberload Fusion during the battle phase, and you can summon Cyber Twin Dragon. And Cyber Twin Dragon will help you push for an extra 56 on board. Helps you basically complete OTKs. Some people like it, some people don't. I think it's okay. I have been testing it, and it does work. But I believe it's more of a preference card because we won't always go into it. And Cyber End Dragon. So Cyber End Dragon, people kind of know what it is. 4K Piercer. It's a damage pusher. It helps you get over defense pusher monster and do a lot of damage. And it's really good with Power Bond. So these are the honorable mentions that you will play in the deck. So I'm going to show you about how you open up with this deck. Some opening hands and how you think through these opening hands now.